Kia ora, this is Hana and you're watching the Kiwi edition for how to buy a home here in Australia. Last week we covered the implications of being Māori or Kiwi when it comes to buying property in Australia. If you missed it or any of the other videos, you'll find the links below. Today we're going to catch up with Mark from Silver Fern Finance. He's our financial broker and he's going to talk us through what he does, why you shouldn't take out a credit card, and also the benefits of seeing a finance broker over going to your local bank. So that's us, let's go!
My name is Mark Thomas and I'm a finance broker for Silver Fern Finance. My role as a finance broker, I sit down with the client, we obviously go through their income and expenses, we take into consideration obviously the deposit or the savings that they may have, and that'll give us a really good indication of how much we're able to borrow. So income's a really important factor when we're working out how much somebody can borrow, but expenses also have an effect on their total capacity. When somebody has a really high income and low expenses, they're obviously able to borrow more than somebody who has a moderate income but high expenses. Someone's dependents or their family is obviously going to affect how much they can borrow, because at the end of the day, you still need to be able to afford it to feed the family. So the amount of deposit that somebody has is a really important factor when someone's buying a property. If somebody has a really large deposit, then the bank is going to be keener to take them on as a client because they know that they've already got a large amount of equity in the property. Someone that's only got a really small deposit, then the bank is obviously going to take a stricter view when they're looking to approve the loan. So the more deposit you're able to come up with, the better. We can go forward and choose the bank that we're going to go with, the product, the interest rate and any fees that might be applicable. Some products have a really low interest rate, but they may also have high fees, so we need to balance that between the two to find the right product. Once we've decided which bank we're able to go to, then we're obviously going to move into the approval process. That involves putting together lots and lots of information to show the bank what your situation is, and then evidence to back that up. Then we're able to move forward to approval. Approval is the bank's way of making sure that they are happy to take you on as a client and all the information that we've provided to them stacks up with your situation. Once we've received the approval, the bank is going to send us the loan documents. We go through those together and just make sure that everything checks out. After we've sent the documents back to the bank, they will verify to make sure that everything is correct. We then communicate with your settlement agent, the real estate agent and all the other parties to make sure that we're ready for settlement. Once settlement has happened, you will receive your keys and then you're able to move in. A really common question that we get asked is, how do we get paid? We get paid a commission from the lender, just the same as if you went into a branch, the person that you sit down with at the branch, they would get a similar commission to what we do. The only difference is that we have over 30 lenders to choose from, whereas they only have one. The great thing about using a finance broker is that even though we look after the finance side of things, we are very experienced in the property market and we're able to be a really good sounding board for any questions that you may have. My first tip when buying a property is to set up a separate savings account that's different to your normal spending account. It shows the bank that you've been making regular payments into that savings account and that you're going to be more likely to be able to repay the loan once you move in. My second tip is to avoid taking out personal loans, credit cards, car loans. A misconception is that it's a good idea to get a credit rating, especially for those that have just moved to Australia. But what it actually does is it means that you've got a higher expense cost and that's going to hinder your ability to purchase a new home. My third recommendation is if you do have any personal loans, car loans or credit cards, that you keep up to date with those repayments. There's nothing worse than applying for a loan if you can't even keep up your existing debts. And my last tip is take your time. You don't need to rush into buying a property. A lot of people feel that they're going to miss out if the market's going to improve. Look, that is a risk, but obviously you want to make sure that you're making the right decision and you're buying the right property. I do have to remind you that this is general advice, so if you do have any specific questions, give us a call, drop us an email and we're happy to help.
It seems like a financial broker would be the perfect person to help guide you through this house buying process, because it's like they have to know a little bit about a lot to be able to help their customers. There's the pre-approval, approval, settlement, liaising with different people, all sorts of documents that need to be filled out, and yeah, it just seems like a lot. It's pretty daunting when you think about everything that you have to do So I hope that's answered a few questions for you in terms of what a financial broker does and how they can help you and how they get paid. So it's not an extra cost, it's a commission from the bank that you choose to go with, just like the person from your bank would get anyway. Remember that this information is all general, and if you want specific information about your needs or your situation or your circumstances, reach out to Mark, he'll be happy to help. He's based in South Perth, otherwise his details are below as well. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment below or send us a message. Otherwise, that's us for this week. I'll catch you next week when we meet with our financial planner, and they'll be stressing the importance of insurance and of getting to know your super and where it's invested as well, and how you can make it work for you. So till then, subscribe, share with your whānau and friends, and let's go buy a house. Kia ora.